Good morning to everyone. In the last class, we have discussed about HANA abbreviation and a few transactions have made it into one more transaction. XK03 or 2 or 1. Okay, or okay, a few transactions have made it into BP transaction, business partner transaction. Okay. And yesterday we saw that one. How it is converting. Even though if I execute this XK03 transaction, automatically it is converting to BP transaction. And a few transactions like MB01, a few transactions. Okay, absolute. We are not using those transactions. Okay, so if we use the transaction, then it will show some message. So this transaction is absolute. We are not using the transaction as of now, right? Now I want to find out. Uh, this is absoluted fine. MB01 or MB1B, this type of transactions are absoluted fine. Now, which transaction is there instead of this MB01 or MB1B? So previously we were using this one. Previously we were using this one, but now if SAP has removed this one, but instead of that one, it will give one more transaction, right? We go transaction. Instead of MB01 or MB1B, so this type of transactions we have to use Migo. Okay, previously Migo was there, and now also Migo is there. Okay, but they have added some enhancements for MB01, for MB1B, material material related some a few transactions they have made it into Migo transaction only. Fine. I want to check those all transactions which are absoluted, I mean which are not using as of now. Old transaction and new transaction. Here XK03 is old transaction and BP is the new transaction. And here also MB01 is the old MB01 is the old transaction and Migo is the new transaction, right? So like this, I want to get to know all the transactions which are old and which are new like that. Here we have some tables and programs like that. Okay, I will open one table here. The table name is PRGN CORR2. Just display it and execute it here. Okay, execute it here directly. Now, these all are old transactions and this is a new transaction. Instead of this FBW7, we are using FBWD related to some finance. Okay, here ME31 is coming. So instead of ME31, now we are using ME31K. Let me check our transactions. This is a old transaction, right? Here I will give XD03, XK03, MB1B, MB01. Just I'm giving four transactions. Okay, and execute it now. So instead of MB1B, I mean MB01, we are using Migo transaction. Okay, and this this came in the 4.6, I mean 4.6 version onwards. So we have some versions, right? If we check in system status, no, this is ABAP version, not the this version. Fine. Here some ABAP version will be there. So the version is 4.6 here. So from 4.6 onwards, the MB01 we are not using. We are using Amigo transaction. And in 7.5 also, same thing. Instead of MB01, we are using Migo transaction. Okay, for MB1B, Migo transaction, XD03 BP transaction, XK03 BP transaction. Okay, in this way, we can find out the old transaction and the new transaction here. So this is a table level, but it function. The functional guys will not work on the tables mostly. So they will use some transactions. The transaction name is or program is there, not transaction. 1 minute. Yeah. So this is the program here. Just you can execute it here, and here just execute it. It will display all the all the old transactions and the new transactions. Okay, and here this is the old transaction, and the new transaction is coming here. Let me. Okay, if we check here, some XD03, FD03, FK03. So these all transactions we are using BP only as of now. Okay. And for SU05 we are using SU01, and MB03 we are using Migo. So in this way we can find out what is the old transaction and what is the new transaction. If you want to give some filters, you can give here. Just I'm giving MB01. Click on OK button, and here it is showing something MB01. Instead of MB01, we are using Migo transaction, and you can see here it is replaced. Okay, it is replaced, and after a few patches, I mean after some upgradation, so they are deleted this transaction, old transaction MB01. Instead of that one, they are using some Migo transaction as of now. Okay, so this is a way to find out the old transaction and the new transactions here. Fine. And so material related information we can get in a single table, that is Mad Dog table. Okay, material tables like, so this type of tables information we can get in a single table, that is Mad Dog. Okay, yesterday we saw this one. And a few tables have converted from cluster table to transparent table. I'm displaying here that basic table here. So now the basic is in transparent table, but if you open the ECC system, so the table is clustered here. Okay, clustered means multiple tables they have made it into single table before HANA. Okay, in ECC system they have created that this in this way. Okay, multiple tables they will merge into single table. So we will call it as some cluster tables and some pool tables like that. Okay, but now in SAP, I mean in HANA, the table basic is converted into transparent table. Okay, means it is a single table, not multiple table fields merging like that. Only single table is formed. Cluster table to transparent table. Okay, and a few tables. Uh, Let me open it. So BSIK. This is the ECC system, and if you see here, ECC is ESP7 is there. Okay, so this is the ECC system. And click on display button here. If you see, BSIK table is a transparent table, right? Now I will check the same table in the HANA system. Okay, so the username is different here, and this one also is different here. So this is the HANA system, and here I am opening some same table BSIK and click on display button. If you see here, BSIK is converted as a view here, not the transparent table in this one. In ECC, BSIK is the transparent table. Okay, but coming to the HANA, BSIK table as converted as view. Okay, why like that? So instead of fetching the data from the database table, we can fetch the data from the view, right? So fetching the data from view is very fast compared to that fetching the data from table. That's why. So they have converted like this. Okay, it is containing huge data, so it is taking some time here. So that's why SAP thought like we can convert it as a view. Okay, and this is the CDS view. Okay, CDS. Okay, we will discuss about the CDS concept bit later. Okay, as of now, just assume this is a view. CDS view or normal view, whatever it is, this is view only. Fine. And uh, SAP is providing if you, I mean, yeah, yesterday we saw this one. This MARC table, SAP is giving some replacement object. By clicking on extras and replacement object, we can see the replacement object. Okay, so this is a CDS view name. Okay, view name. Instead of this MARA, I'm writing something select query on top of MARC table. Okay, at that time I can use this one. Okay, NSDMEMARC. Then the performance will be a little bit good compared to MARC table. Okay. Yesterday I showed you this one, how it will open like that. Okay. Um, okay, fine. So SAP has changed a few things like this, some transactions, some tables, some views like that. Uh, Changed a few things here. Okay, fine. And now, if we want to work on HANA, we have to follow a few rules here. Okay. So first thing is keep the result set small. Means so we are fetching something data from tables. At the time, we have to apply some where conditions or uh, some minimum, maximum count. So this type of things we have to use it here. Otherwise, if we don't write this where condition like that, so it will display all the information. It will fetch the all the information. Okay, I want to display. I want to fetch some material information related to some ROH. Material type is ROH here. Semi-finished, semi-finished, or full or fully finished product. I want to fetch the data. So at the time, if we write the select query on MARC table and we are not giving any where condition, it will fetch all the materials, right? But we should not do like that. We have to apply some where conditions and we have to apply some. For example, my requirement is I want to fetch the count only. Okay, how many raw materials are available? Okay, only count raw materials available. Then not required to fetch the information here. Just I will write some count here. In the select query, I will write count of. Okay, select count of star of from MARC. Like that, I will write the syntax. Okay, the syntax is I will write bit later. Okay, so just I am explaining. We should not write like this. We have to follow some rules here. Okay, we have to apply some conditions, or we have to apply some operations like minimum, maximum, count like that. So by using this one, what will happen? The rows, the data is minimizing here. Whatever the data we are expecting, that data only will fetch here. It will not fetch unwanted data. Minimize the data or rows. Okay. So this is the first point. Next one. Minimize. Minimize the amount of data transferred. Here, how we will write the select queries? Select star from MARA into internal table, like that we will write the syntaxes, right? But from that MARA table, I will consider only four columns or five columns, okay, for displaying purpose or doing some other activities like that. But we are fetching unwanted data also. Okay, instead of writing the select query on five fields, I'm fetching all the data here. So the load is high here. So the performance may be decreased after 10 years or 15 years. Okay, day by day, the data will be increased here. Okay, so you are running something business. You are running something business here. Some steel company you are, or some pharma company you are running now. So at the time you have started just 1 year back. At the time, so you have some thousand of customers. Okay, so after 2 years, the customers may increase here. Your business also will expand. So at that time, you can have some 2000 customers. Okay, after 5 years, you can get some 1 lakh of customers. Okay, at that time, uh, if you check it for some 20 years like that, okay, some lakhs of customers we have. At that time, you are fetching something. You are writing the select query like select star from KNA1 customer information. At that time, it has requires that lakhs of customers here, but not required all the information here. Okay, just 4 columns or 5 columns I want to display. So at that time you have to write those columns only. Don't write select star. Minimize the number of database accesses. Okay, so here, for example, I have one loop statement. I have one loop statement. So inside of the loop statement, I will write the select query. Okay, syntactically this is correct only, but the performance wise this is not good here. Okay, so I'm writing some select queries here. Select query from VBAK, VBAP, some customer information, okay, some delivery information. So this type of things I'm writing some select queries. How many select queries you are writing here? So that many of times it will go to database and it will pick the data. Okay, so that is one way. That is a good way. Uh, you can use some inner joins concept here or for all entries concept here. Okay, so previously, I mean, before HANA in ECC system, so SAP was proposing like instead of inner join, you can use for all entries because the for all entries concept is the performance will be very high here. Okay, coming to HANA, HANA can handle some 380 plus activities at a time, right? So if you use inner join or for all entries, whatever it is, the performance will not decrease. Okay, same performance will be there because lot of cores are there. So the performance will be increase here. You can use some inner join concept or for all entries concept, whatever it is. Okay, but don't write any select queries within the loop like that. Okay, for example, I'm looping some sales item information. So for one item, it has some 10 items. Okay, so for that one, I want to fetch some header information, sales header information. So if you write this in the looping statement, loop at LTVBAP into some work area, and after that one select query on top of VBAK table. So for single sales document number, it has to go to the database 10 times because it has 10 items. Okay, so don't write like that the code. Inside loop statement and use inner join for all entries. Next one. Minimize the search overhead. Means previously, if we want to fetch something data, some BSIK or BSEC tables, then it has taken some lot of time because it is containing huge amount of data under to finance related data. So it will take lot of time to fetch the data. So we were creating some secondary indexes on top of BSEC table like that. Okay, I want to fetch some six columns of information from BSEC table. So it is taking some time. I will create one secondary index in this table. Then instead of writing the select query on top of that BSEC table, I will write a select query on top of the secondary index. Okay, at that time the performance will be very high here, right? So coming to HANA, not required to create any secondary indexes. Okay, in secondary index concept is there in HANA DB also, but not required to create that index here because internally each and every column has treating as secondary index here. Okay, that is why not required to create any secondary indexes. And reduce the data load means, so here we have some concepts like a code push down. Okay, I will let you know about this one a bit later. Okay, code push down concept is there. Okay, so by using that code push down, we can, uh, I mean, uh, at a time we can send the result only, not all the data we can send from database to application layer like that. Okay, so here some open SQL statements or CDS and AMDP. So these things will come here. Okay, so we will discuss these things, CDS and AMDP and OpenSQL statements. So we already know about OpenSQL. Okay, so whatever we are writing the syntax is, so those all are OpenSQL only. Okay, here two things are there, OpenSQL and native SQL. What is native SQL and what is OpenSQL? Okay, for example, I'm using ECC system. Okay, and here I'm using some Oracle database. Just assume Oracle database. Okay, now in the application layer, I will write one syntax like select matter, something. I'm writing the syntax like this. At the time, what will happen? This is OpenSQL syntax. Okay, OpenSQL syntax. Now, so there will be one in the application layer. So there will be one concept. Uh, that concept name I forgot here, but that layer will convert our OpenSQL. Okay, our OpenSQL this statement into native SQL, and it will send to the database. OpenSQL to native SQL. Okay, this is the application layer or server, whatever it is. Okay, in the application server, I'm writing something statement here. I'm writing something select query here. This is the OpenSQL statement. Okay, so here in the application layer, one converter will be there. Okay, one converter will be there. So that converter will convert this open SQL statement into database understandable format. Here our database is Oracle here. Okay, so whatever the language it can understand, this Oracle database can understand. The converter automatically convert it here. Okay, or I'm using some MS SQL. MS SQL. So, so this open SQL statement can convert into the MS SQL database understandable language. Okay, automatically it will convert by using that converter. Automatically it convert here. So if we write some native SQL, for example, Oracle database is there. I'm writing something select query on top of application layer like this. Okay, in native SQL, there is no concept of internal table. So we will get like this. Select MATNR, MTIT, MATKL from MARA. So like that we have to get here. internal table concept is not there. So if you want to apply some internal table concept, then code has to change slightly. Okay. So we will discuss these things also a bit later. Native SQL syntax is also we have to discuss, because if you want to learn some AMDP concept, then you have to learn basics of native SQL also. Okay, we will discuss it bit later. So I will write the code like this. Okay, and I'm using Oracle database. Okay, so after 2 years or after 5 years, after 10 years, I want to migrate from Oracle to MS SQL. Okay, Oracle to MS SQL. At that time, here I have written some native SQL which is understand by Oracle database. Okay, this. Okay, Oracle database can understand this language, but MS SQL does not understand this language. At that time, it will show dumps here. Okay, I want to change this database from Oracle to MS SQL, but I have written the code like Oracle database understandable language. Now I have changed this MS SQL. If you execute this program, at that time it will go to dump, because the MS SQL will not understand this format. The language may be different here. Okay, to overcome that one, to overcome this native SQL statements, SAP is proposing to write the syntaxes in OpenSQL. Okay, OpenSQL, this one, whatever we are writing the select queries, that is OpenSQL only. Okay, some converter will convert that OpenSQL statement into database understandable language. Okay, so that is the OpenSQL and native SQL. Fine. And fine. Nowadays, SAP is proposing like most of the companies like better to use HANA. Okay, if you are in ECC system, so please use HANA also. Okay, because after 5 years or after 10 years, we will not support to ECC. We will support only HANA. So like that, SAP is proposing to the customers. So most of the companies are converting from SAP, I mean ECC to HANA. Okay, now we will get the projects also. I mean, most of the projects will come on migration only. Okay, from ECC to HANA like that. Here, we should not call it as the migration. I mean, some project types are there, right? Some implementation project and a support project and go live. I mean, upgradation project like that. Some projects types are there, right? In the same way, so if you want to migrate from ECC to HANA, then we will call it as the brownfield implementation. Here, two things are there. You can listen these words. Okay, greenfield implementation. Okay, guys, the class will disconnect in 1 minute. Please reconnect it once again. So by using the same link. Okay, so greenfield implementation means, so I don't have anything software in my company as of now. Some paperwork is going on like that, and now I want to install SAP in my system, and that too HANA. Okay, so in this time we will go for greenfield implementation. From scratch onwards, I have to install SAP on top of HANA database, and as per HANA, I have to install.